We're Liv! Hi! Welcome back to Dubster Live. And you're back this time!
I am?
Yeah, apparently you didn't feel like joining me on the Gay Express last time, did you?
The gay
Join the Gay. Well, this time Netflix decided for us because it's a show leaving... Well, by the time this is up on YouTube, it had already left Netflix, so it doesn't really matter. Angel Beats. Oh, I'm sorry, there's an exclamation mark. Angel Beats! Why is that
Welcome
becoming
to
a thing? What? A lot
welcome
of things...
to the PI experience.
Yeah... This is a show I actually got on Blu-ray years back when I heard Aniplex was revoking the rights for everything. Yet I never watched it till now. Story of my life. Just like Magical Welfare. Paid $7 for Magical Welfare, and I should have saved that $7.
Yeah, you really should have.
Well, what is Angel Beats? A show that everyone's heard of, even if you haven't seen it. I'm sure you've heard of it. Probably also because of the opening.
The opening, the interlude songs, the ending.
We'll get there.
They've all been covered to death.
Well, Angel Beats is done by the anime PA Works. The studio behind Fairy Gone. The Day Became a God. Okay, yeah, the studio's track record is mixed at best.
Seriously, Jaeger.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like The Day Became a God, but guys, no. It has the issue of being too rushed.
A good first half does not make up for a terrible
Rushed ending. Yeah. Angel Beats kind of... Is it good? It's one of their better works. Before we get into it, we explain what everything's about here. But it still suffers from PA-isms. Show's only 13 episodes, really needed to be 24 to 26.
Yeah, but then it probably would have ended up more like Fairy Gone.
Well, apparently this show is an idea conceived by Jun Maeda, who's someone who works at Key Visual, you know, the people behind Clannad, and Little Busters, and other hype visual novels, I guess. He wrote the screenplay and did the OST and the music, so you have him to blame for the bitch and OP and interlude songs.
Oh. That probably explains so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, the character designer was also someone who worked at Key as well.
Yeah, I can see.
As far as the director, it's Seiji Kishi, who worked on Assassination Classroom, the P4 anime, and Rampo Keaton. No, I do not fall for the trap. Why do you people keep asking me that?
No one asked you that.
They were thinking it. And as you all know from our P4 episode, he actually, I think, does alright when he's directing. Not his fault this show's length was kneecapped. Yeah, the anime aired April 20...
Season 2 is another story.
Well, they probably told him you have 25 weeks to wrap this up, but there's over 100 chapters left. Yep, good luck, buddy.
No, skip those chapters.
Yeah, so the anime aired April 2010. Couple of OVAs and stuff happened, which we'll get to those too. With Sentai putting out the Blu-ray in July of 2011. And the dub is something. We have our best friend directing again, and I couldn't be happier. But now that we've got the summary history out of the way, what is Angel Beats all about? So we follow Otanashi, who wakes up in a school for the afterlife, basically purgatory, as he has amnesia, which I don't even think it's ever really explained why he can't remember anything till later in the show, is it?
They said it's common when you first get there to have amnesia, because your death was so traumatic. Your death is usually traumatic.
Guess that's true. Well, he ends up
along those lines.
he ends up running into this chick named Yuri, who's the head of the insert joke name Battlefront Club. The people fighting against the establishment, against God, and my fucking phone is ringing. Of course it is. Anyway.
All we need is hand banana cameo to make this a complete stream.
So, yeah, the blah 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 Battlefront, they change the name all the time, like the Not Dead Battlefront, the Afterlife Battlefront, the Suicidal Battlefront. Their whole thing is to go against the student council president named Angel, because they want to take down the establishment, because they feel that their lives were fucked up when they were alive, because the other members have their memories of when they died. And, yeah. Apparently it's revealed that if you accept your fate here and actually go to class as like a normal student and everything, you'll be what's called obliterated. Or move on. And it's not really clear what happens if you move on, whether you just die and that's it, or if you go to the next world or not. Oh, I think people even still debate that to this day.
Because of the classic PA thing of not thinking out ideas through.
Yeah, this definitely does suffer from writing as you go along syndrome at certain moments. You can really tell. And no, if anyone's going to say anything, I don't think this is bad. I'm actually, like, bad anime. I'm actually glad I watched it. Again, I think it's one of their better shows. But...
yeah, if you're going to pick a PA show to watch, either pick this or...
or Appare Ranman. Yeah, Appare Ranman's alright, too. Just depends on what you're more in the mood for. I think the comedy in this show works really well, too. The show actually works better than a lot of others, going between comedy and seriousness, because a lot of others really suffer at trying to do it. They tried with The Day Became a God. I don't think it worked as well there, nearly.
The comedy worked. If you like Rocky parodies.
But yeah, so back to Angel's... I almost called it Angel's Death. No, that's different anime. Because back to Angel Beats... yeah, so y'all know where this is going. British, I could tell early on there's more here going on than what's being shown to us. With Otonashi's past, and... all the other students that go to class normally that don't have personalities, they're labeled as NPCs. Yeah, it's really weird how they refer to the Afterlife Purgatory School as a program. They even comment on how some issues are called glitches. The world explaining probably needed a little more work.
Just not as much as Fairy Gone, please, no.
Okay, we're getting off topic, bitch, about PA's other works.
Because they'll probably ask us to cover it at some point. Better get it out of the way now.
Yeah, so... I think all the characters are likable in the class that we have. A lot of them do leave an impression. Then there's a lot that don't. You all know why. Blah, blah, blah. Kneecap length, etc.
Way too many characters for 12 episodes.
Which is why I want to get to the Dubster dive portion of this, covering the dub. You're going to notice we're skipping some of the students because there's not really much to say because they don't get much. In fact, their arcs are more or less wrapped up off screen. But if anyone's wondering, we're being a little negative here. No, I still recommend watching it if you can. I think it might have moved to Funny or Crunchyroll at this point since Aniplex revoked the rights. It's probably on something. As far as buying the Blu-ray, kind of fucked on that one, I'd say at this point. Yeah, fuck Aniplex. We'll get more into the plot in a minute. So first, animation.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes? So it's not shit?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not shit.
Even the sexy shadows dancing at the end?
That's later.
As far as the OST, yeah, the OST for this show is, again, iconic. But I think it's fine. It knows how to be serious, how not to be, how to do the OP, how to also do the OP, and the OP.
You said OP thrice.
Okay, seriously, like, I'd even say Amelie's cover if it's really good, and her covers for me are either really hit or miss. This is one where she definitely nailed it, so that's, like, honestly, all of her Angel Beats songs are decent. So, why not look those up too, I guess. But yeah, the OST is good. Even the rock version of the OP that's only used in one episode, why didn't they use that more often, damn it? What?
Because...
Well, I guess time to get into the reason this is called Dubster Dive, and the reason I'm so excited to talk about the dub for this now after finding this out. So the ADR director is Stephen Foster. Yes! Oh, thank you!
Oh, no.
Oh, and you could tell immediately the second we noticed some of the dub fuck-ups, like, it's him, isn't it? Pulled it up immediately after, and yes, it was.
Yes, it is.
As far as the script writers, there's two. Jackie McClure, which I probably butchered that, and Stephen Foster himself explains the use of the word gay 800 times. You think we're exaggerating? No. There's literally a running joke where one of the students, keeps asking, Otanashi, dude, are you gay? Hinata, that's his name. They keep asking each other that. Otanashi and him is a running joke. And they're like, no, man, I'm not! Because it's when they have a bromance moment, they always respond with that. I mean, if that's in the Weepanese version too, fair enough. Either way, it's hilarious. Speaking of Otanashi, he's voiced by Blake Shepard. Di, it's Tatsuya from Gilgamesh! You should go watch it, it's really good!
I'll pass. I'll just take your word for it.
Okay, fine. He's Soma in Food Wars.
Not
right?
Soames.
Yeah, he's also Toru's gang member in episode 1 of Hide Region My Hero. No, I am not watching that. It's another BL anime. Go away. I already sat through one of
If you suggest it enough, he will watch it.
And Blake Shepard does pretty good. Again, a lot of the more emotional scenes I feel he can carry. He's easily one of Sentai's better voice actors, in my opinion. Even today. I mean, have you heard him as Shiryu in Saint Seiya? That dub Netflix pulled off. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Nothing about Knights of the Zodiac.
How would I know? But yeah, Blake Shepard does really good. Especially during the ending. Which everyone knows the ending. Who's seen it. After him, we have Angel, who is the student council president that they're all going up against. Angel's not her real name. You find it out later. But for purposes of this, we're just going to call her Angel. She's pseudo-emotionless character. You know, has trouble expressing emotion, that type. Exactly. She's voiced by Emily Meaves, Hitomi from Appleseed 13, Marlene from Attack on Titan, and Helicopter Pilot in a certain Magical Index episode 16. Hopefully that's not a Capcom episode. And Ichi... What?
Hopefully it is.
Are you saying that because it's Index?
Yes.
I mean, she does fine as Angel. Angel's actually also a likable character when you learn more about her. Even if there is some questionable things they needed to explain a little better with her, but again, that's for later. Still fine, though. After her, we have the leader of the Battlefront. Yuri.
Yeah.
Yes, Yuri, or as everyone else calls her, Yurepi. But we're just going to call her Yuri. Voiced by Brittany Karbowski, because did you forget this is a Sentai dub after all? What is wrong with you people if you didn't think she'd be in here?
What is wrong with you?
Well, she's Migi from Parasite the Maxim, Cal from Phantom Requiem for the Phantom, and Anna from Fibrain. If you're going to ask, would I smash that trap? That's not important. Anyways.
No one was asking that.
Don't lie to me. Lie to him. Yeah, she's another one that can carry a lot of the scenes she's in. Especially a lot of the more serious ones, too, and the comedic ones.
Or the ones that were supposed to be serious, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, let's finish going through this first. So, she does fine. Not really any complaints. Yuri is, again, leader of the group, has to be charismatic to lead everybody, strong-willed and all that stuff. So, I guess she has some tomboyish-like tendencies. They even use guns on Angel, man. They're packing heat. After her, we have Hinata, who for some reason isn't on the main cast. He's on major characters, even though I'd beg to differ on that one. Hinata's pseudo, I guess, what would you call him, best friend Kun?
Yeah.
More or less what he is, right?
Something like that.
He's also the sports person. He likes baseball, because it always comes back to baseball. And he's voiced...
Especially with who voices him in particular.
He's voiced by Dave Matranga! What gives? He even says that a few times.
Twice.
Yep, DMC flashbacks. But he's Yuichi from Tomodachi Game! I love that edgy fucking show. Don't at me. He's also
stranger to sports.
He's also Yuka in Doraikyu. Speaking of edgy trash, I'm showing you that anime at some point, man. It's so dumb. It's amazingly over the top stupid. And yeah, speaking of sports, he's Tobi in Ahiru no Sora, which we are covering next month, Dai. Told you why. It's a really good basketball show. But yeah, David Trang is another MVP of the dub. He's fucking great. Like, honestly, the four mains that we just listed are all really good. Now for the more major characters. So, first we have some of the strange ones. Takamatsu, who's doesn't really get much, but I'm naming him because for some reason his voice actor switches in the second half of the anime, and I have no idea why. These weren't released in volumes like in the old days either. This Blu-ray set was in one go. So it's like, oh, volume 1 was dubbed at a different time.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Well, Takamatsu, as Yuri promptly introduces him, he wears glasses and thinks he's intelligent, but he's really a dumbass. Well, in Eps 1 through 7, he's voiced by Caleb Martinez, who's Sex from Gilgamesh. Yes, I know the number for 6, whatever. And Yamoka from Kids on the Slopes. Both of those are Stephen Foster dubs. I'm starting to notice a pattern.
What?
Whereas in the back half of the show, he's voiced by Illich Guardiola. You all know him. Crad from D and Angel, Seiya from the ADV dub, lots of Saint Seiya. I think he ran away to Vegas or some shit. Yeah, he's kind of a weirdo. Minus the kind of part. The thing is, though, is between the two of them, you'll barely notice a difference.
I have to ask, are you sure that was a change?
Apparently they did. But, yeah, the problem is Takamatsu doesn't get much. Even in the end, when there's a major plot point that happens to him, it's pseudo-glossed over. So,
oh, well, you win some, you lose some, sweep them under the rug. Like the show did.
Well, after him, we have Yui, who's a band member. Yeah, she's the second lead vocalist for a band, because the first lead vocalist, who has a really good episode, ended up passing on, so she took over as lead vocalist because she was a fangirl of hers. And they put on concerts to distract the NPC students so they can try getting sneak attacks in on Angel and the student council. That's the band's whole gimmick. Anyway, Yui is, of course, overly loud, rambunctious, calls everyone morons. You all know the type. And she's voiced... Waifu! What? People ship her and Hinata, especially with how much they tease each other. But she's voiced by Hilary Hogg. Oh my god, she's typecasted again!
No. Weird.
Lily Ruka from Danmachi. I'm so happy that was the 4th season. Don't at me. And Rosette from Chrono Crusade. Speaking of ADV dubs, I need to show you at some point. So that's pretty good. But yeah, she's typecasted. And her and Dave probably have one of the best dub moments in the entire show. Best moments in the whole show, generally, too. Thank fuck Stephen Foster was on his A-game for that scene, because if he did one of his Fosterisms, probably would have ruined the whole scene. You know what I mean.
If you know what I mean.
Next, we have Naoe, who's the vice president of the student council, and you can tell right away he's kind of a dick. And you've... Okay, minor spoilers here. He has a face turn. Again, you can kind of see that coming as well. And because it's PA Works, it's rushed as hell.
So, like, anyways, moving on to the next, whatever we want to try doing next.
Yeah, when you... I was like, oh shit, so this is going to be the back half of the show, right? Because it's like Ep 5 when he shows his true colors. You're like, oh no,
so
he's... And then it gets swept under the rug in the very next episode. It's like, oh. Because... Okay, so, again, minor spoilers. Naoe was planning things for years. His whole motivation is he wants everyone to disappear so he can become the god of this world and be the only human left on a world of NPCs. Not sure how that would really work, but whatever, let's just roll with it. All it takes is one pep talk, like a 2 to 5 minute pep talk, from Otanashi, for him to not only have a face turn, but for him to go full gay for Otanashi. Like, what? This doesn't feel natural at all.
Of course it does.
This really needed a full arc, and I know some people are going to bring up the visual novel and manga adaptations. Those came after. Even Nomi, when I brought this up to him, thought the visual novel came first, which I did too. I was a victim of that too, but no. This was an anime original that was later adapted into other media.
They could put more effort into the songs than they did about the plot.
Again, writing as you go along syndrome. Naoe is the perfect example of that. So, I mean, anyway... what?
That just sums them up entirely.
Well, he's played by Greg Aris, who's Sunahara from Clannad, Koji Koda from My Hero Academia, I kind of forgot that hero existed, I'm going to be honest, and Son Goku from Sayuki. Yeah, I should have mentioned Dave was also a main in that, with how much obsessed I am with that show, but whatever, doesn't matter. I mean, Greg Aris is good as Naoe. He comes across like a pompous prick that, you know, thinks he's above everybody, and then he'll say, except you, Otanashi, you're different. Also, Naoe can apparently hypnotize people to believe whatever he tells them to. How did he learn this ability? Just roll with it, I guess.
Just remember, you're all toilet paper.
Yeah, it's literally what he tells Hinata. Alright, time to cover a couple of the other students that at least get something. First, we have Fujimaki, who's, I guess, the punk of the group. And he's Andrew Love. If you know an Andrew Love role, congratulations. You know Fujimaki.
If you've seen one, you've seen them all.
He's Natsugu from Log Horizon. And Kazuo from Armed Girls Machiavellianism, which I've heard that show is hilarious. But yeah, he's fine, he's typecasted, can't really say anything about him. He's another character that really deserved his own episode show.
So he's just supporting character.
Yeah. After him, we have TK. Yeah, I thought Digimon also. Who is the dance man? Even going, look guys, I can moonwalk. And he just says the most random shit. He's like, handstand pose time.
That's it. He's just all random.
He's voiced by Adam von Wagner, who's Shinozaki from Heaven's Memo Pad and Helic from Kiba. That's two of the major roles I could find from him. At least it's something. When we get to the next one, yeah. But his most famous role I saved for last. Do you know what that is?
Oh no.
Guy having sex in episode 13 of Golgo 13, the animation.
Did you just want to say 13 twice?
No, the episode thing was just a coincidence. I just wanted to say he played some dude having sex in this anime. I'm totally 100% mature, everyone.
Mature
Anyway,
audiences only.
yeah, you could tell he's having fun with this character, which you'd have to, in order to play someone as random and stupid as him. Speaking of which, after him we have Takayama, who's hacker-kun of the group, who tries hacking into the computers and finding out the other thing with Angel. So apparently Angel can program abilities for herself. How did she teach herself how to do this?
There's a manual.
Apparently. Just roll with it. Yeah, so he analyzes the shit with his computer, and his whole thing is, for the last time, I'm not Takayama. Call me Christ. I'm not calling you that, douche, no. But yeah, he's the nerd of the group. And he's voiced by Dylan Godwin, who I could only find literally 2 other anime roles by him. Nile from Broken Blade, and additional voices in Medaka Box. That is literally it. Maybe he's in other shit too, but that's all I could dig up on him. So, he does fine, I guess. He's another one that's just a supporting character. If you couldn't guess, we're kind of in the supporting character category. Just like this one, Matsushima, whose whole thing is meat. That's his whole character.
Eat more meat.
Yeah. He's a carnivore like Chie.
Don't
Except,
do it right back.
feed me more. And he's voiced by Amanda Winley's Yes Man Rob Mongol. Rar. Who you don't know is Morrison from the DMC anime, and Odin in 009-1 by Odin's Fade. You want to hit me yet? Yeah, it's fine, no. I guess. I mean, this character's another one who's just barely there. He hangs out with the main group on occasion. It's the same reason why I'm not bringing up some of the other ones, like Noda, Sheena, Oyama, or whatever the hell his name is, because they get even less than the ones I just mentioned. And we'd kind of be here all day at this point. I think you all get the idea.
Might as well, at this point, might as well mention Ad Voice 2A in episode 4.
I will mention the ad voices are pretty dumb. Andrew Love is several. Emily Meaves, who's a main character, is several. Harry Hogg. Lucy Christian, who voiced the first vocalist. Why do I have so much trouble saying that word? Vocalist of that band, Iwasawa. Which, that was actually a really good episode, by the way.
Might as well say Vocaloid at this point.
Yes, the Vocaloid. Speaking of which, the last one I will go over is another voice actor change, because this one just confuses me. So, the guitarist of the band is named Hisako, and in episodes 3 and 4, it's voiced by Elizabeth Bunch, who's Diana from Kiba and Dorothy from Princess Principal. But then in the back half of the series, she's voiced by Jessica Boone, Misaki from Angelic Lair, and Azumi from Another. The stupid part is Hisako's first voice actor is ad voices in the OVA. So clearly she was still there working on the show. What the fuck happened?
You're questioning perfection.
You're right. Silly me. Overall, the dub is fine. It's better than a lot of Stephen Foster's other works, but that doesn't mean it doesn't suffer from his weirdisms.
Oh, is it time for Catchball?
Yeah, it's time for Catchball. So firstly, Yuri's past, you find out in the second episode, which is a really good scene, is ruined by one thing. So, before Yuri died, she remembers how traumatic her life was. How a burglar broke into her house and threatened to kill her siblings if she didn't bring them the money. And, yeah, the criminal actually does it in front of her and everything. Her 3 siblings get murked. The problem is that the criminal is voiced by Andrew Love, which it's not him, it's the voice they gave him. He does the most stereotypical cartoon villain voice possible, with the stereotypical accent and everything. It ruins the scene.
Classic Brooklyn, Japan.
Yeah, it's like, really? They should have just made him come across, like, fucking menacing or whatever. And then it's immediately followed up by Otanashi asking Yuri if she committed suicide, with her response saying, "I didn't commit suicide. Anyone who kills himself wouldn't fight back like I am." Don't you mean who'd kill themselves? Yeah, I'm gonna be pedantic. That'd be more grammatically accurate, especially because then she goes on saying, "People who kill themselves," blah blah blah. Like she continues on saying it the right way right after that.
And especially with how many more there are.
Yeah, just like when Hinata is recruiting for his baseball game. Recruiting. I said recruiting. What the fuck? Maybe I'm Stephen Foster in disguise. Anyway,
That's the plot twist.
yeah. Yui shows up and is like, "You need my help, huh?" And Otonashi's like, "You should recruit her. After all, she has good reflexes than me." This dub is full of them. Like a character asking when Otonashi's trying to take charge of a situation, "Hey, when did you come the boss?" Not become, just come.
And that's the start of every Metal Gear fanfic.
When did you come the boss? Great, Ocelot's fanfiction's coming to life. And we saved... I'm saving the best for last. So first, we also have the OVA, where Yui is called Yu at one point. The plan that they're coming up with to go after Angel in this OVA is called Operation High Tension Syndrome, which at one point Yuri calls Synderum. Literally says it just like that. So, there's that. The OVA is also hilarious, by the way. I do recommend watching it. And... yeah. There's also the fact in the final episode, the school anthem, which isn't a licensed song, isn't dubbed. It's jarring as fuck. The characters all try singing in unison together to sing the song, and it's supposed to be a heartwarming moment, because again, they're like, yeah, let's treat this like our final graduation event, etc. But it's ruined because they're talking in English, then they just switch to singing in Japanese. Then you have one of them yelling at him, "Hey, you're being off key!"
You're going way too fast.
Yeah. In English, while in the background you still hear the other students singing in Japanese. It's like, what the fuck? Could you guys have taken a little more time with this dub? But I saved the best for last. Especially if you grew up with wrestling like we did.
Oh, yes.
So, in Yui's episode, she says one of her dreams is to potentially be a professional wrestler. Those dreams are probably going to crash and burn, being as how she doesn't even know how to pronounce the word suplex correctly. Both her and Otonashi keep referring to it as a suplex. Which leads me to believe, no, this is not on the voice actors, being as how multiple voice actors do it in the same episode. This is definitely on the directing. Damn it, Stephen Foster, are you fucking serious? Come on, man.
It's like a suplex throw.
Suplex City, bitch! And everyone's wondering, no, I'm not mad at it. I think it's fucking great. Like, come on. It's hilarious.
A German suplex.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing in the OVA, why you mentioned catchball. They're talking about playing catch, and one of them keeps calling it catchball. Like, why? The last thing I'll mention real quick before we go into spoilers is the second OVA is not dubbed, neither is the True End short, which is like 3 minutes or something. Yeah.
Which is really... 2 or 3.
The thing is, too, is that Sentai could have bundled them together. The second OVA is a half hour, and the True Ending short, and one Blu-ray for like $10. They did it with the Don Machi Season 1 OVA and the High School of the Dead OVA. They sold them by themselves at a reduced price.
You put logic into a company. What is wrong with you?
You're right, my mistake. Oh, they could have even re-released it and dubbed it before Aniplex ripped the rights away from them. They did that with Elfen Lied, where they dubbed the OVA that wasn't dubbed after a decade, even if they had to replace half the cast. Again, it's not like they're above doing it, so why not here? Especially when I heard people say the second OVA is really, really good too, and you're saying the True Ending's desperately needed.
Oh yeah, it's 100% needed.
So, Yeah. Honestly, at
Unless
the
you're
end of
one of
the...
those, unless you're one of the people that like the post-credit scene.
We'll get to that in a
I
second when we
guess.
get into spoilers. If you haven't seen Angel Beach yet, I do recommend it. It's definitely worth watching. Yeah, it sound like we were being negative, but no, the show knows how to handle its emotional moments really, really well. It knows how to handle comedy really well. The Yui and Hinata episode is really well fucking done. What kneecap...
Just because it's good doesn't mean it can't be criticized, guys.
Yeah. Again, the kneecapping was the plot, because by the end of it, a lot of the characters are underdeveloped and undercooked, and it's like, oh yeah, we solved their problem off screen. And it's
Did
like,
I
we've been
say
following these
secondary?
people. Yeah, what?
Did I say secondary characters? I meant super secondary characters.
Yeah, and remember, guys, so a lot of these are students we've been following since episode 1 that were treated as main characters that they wanted us to get to know and see as like, oh, these are friends to the main characters or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, we dealt with that shit. Their shit off screen. Their trauma's done. Like, what? Yeah, Yui, who shows up in like Ep 3 or 4, gets her own dedicated episode plot thread and everything wrapped up nice and neat, while characters who've been there since the very beginning get nothing. It's really
and more
bizarre.
Screen time than all those characters have been there since the beginning.
Yeah, same with the vice president, Naoe, who shows up like Ep 4 or 5. You know, the one who we said was handling development was rushed. He also gets more and stays there till the very end. Again, it's just bizarre choices made here. Maybe there was something behind the scenes where it was going to be 26 episodes and then someone on a high-up committee is like, no, we gotta wrap it up, guys.
No, fuck the secondary characters. No one cares about them.
So, all we can do is really speculate. I'm surprised the visual novel has never been officially translated either, with how popular this damn series is. But yeah. Going into spoilers.
Fan translations.
Going into spoilers, so if you guys want, check it out. I heard the manga does go into more detail on some of the side characters. So if that's the case, maybe you should check those out too after you're done with the anime, if you really care about the world and all that. But yeah, you've been warned. So the ending, they were reincarnated, right? I think?
Yes.
So
that's what I got out of that.
Yeah, it's not really clearly explained, but fuck it. We're just gonna say they're reincarnated. That's our thoughts, because yeah,
that's
when
the
they're
way you can pretty interpret it.
Yeah, so when they're talking about being obliterated or moving on, it's them being reincarnated, which honestly reminds me of Death Parade. It's the only one that I think tried doing something like this, also the whole reincarnation theme, and you know, the purgatory shit. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Difference is it's a bar as the setting to try rehabilitating people instead of a school. So yeah, if you like Angel Beach, check out Death Parade. That's another one I'd highly recommend. Yeah, and the true ending, you said, is Otanashi waking up in the school or something? Is that right?
It's focusing on just another rando new arrival.
Yeah, and because Otanashi basically stated he was going to stay back.
He shows up in the classroom to continue the cycle of helping people move on, so that's clearly his whole motivation now.
Yeah, so it actually does give more closure to Otanashi, because that's his whole thing, is he wanted to stay behind, which I thought was a really well way to wrap up his character, especially with what we saw he wanted to do when he was alive. Didn't he wanted to become a doctor, right?
Yeah.
And even became an organ donor after he died.
Well, before he died.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
he literally signed the thing, but before he died.
Yep. But I mean, I guess some people could probably criticize Angel being the person who just so happened to receive his heart or whatever. Also, somehow meeting him is a bit coincidental, but I still think it works. It's fine for what it is.
We've seen bigger ass poles in all the things we've watched. It's fine.
Yeah, like the asshole of suddenly the NPCs turning into shadows because the writers realized, oh, we need a big climax. We're wrapping up the show, guys. And it being some hacker douche out of nowhere that's pretty sure even just listed on the cast list as Mysterious Youth.
Mysterious mysteries.
Mysterious Mysteries. Like, I feel like that probably could have been handled a little better. Like, that's the thing, man. It seems like stuff they wanted to set up as big arcs. Remember the clone angels that were being antagonistic? Yeah. It's like, oh, they just wrapped it up in an episode after making it seem like this was going to be a big deal.
Well, we're bored of that now. Time to move on to the Yui episode.
Yeah. And they were making it sound like, oh, if Angel absorbs all these personalities in her from all of her clones, there's no telling which personality will be in control. So I was expecting like a pseudo Gray Fox thing from MGS where he was going insane from all the mental bullshit. But no, they didn't really seem to affect her all that much. So, still though, yeah, the Yui Hinata shit, one of the best dub scenes. The Iwasawa shit, you know, the vocalist was really good too.
Yeah.
Again, I liked everyone's backstories. It's the reason I'm so frustrated with the show, because it's like, it's good, but it could have been from good to, like, fucking great or amazing if they just did a little more.
The PA way.
Yeah. Guess that's it. Unless you have anything else sad.
No, not really.
MVPs of the dub are the four mains, like we said, and sure, throw Hilary Hogg in there too, because of the Yui episode. Except for Suplex, though that's not on them.
She shows up, she's essentially a main.
Yeah.
Just like, fuck all those secondary characters, I'm a main now.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. As far as what we're covering next time, I don't know. It'll be something. So, we'll see. Who knows?
Maybe he'll hate you again next time. Probably.
No. We'll see what it is. Maybe.
Oh, you'll get back there eventually.
Eventually. Oh, yeah. But at least you know one thing, Dai. We can go play catchball and the loser has to get suplexed. And then we'll see if you have good reflexes than me.
How did you come the boss?
Come the boss. Brings a whole new connotation to that song now, doesn't it? Shit on Deborah's desk, come the boss. And on that note, I think we're done. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all have yourselves a great day. And let us know what you thought of Angel Beats. Maybe it's one of your favorite anime. If it is, it's fine. Again, I could see why. Just feel like they could have done a lot better with it. Could have done a lot worse, too, though. I've seen a lot of people who hate this anime. No, I don't think it's anywhere near that bad. So... That's it.
Definitely one of the two PA shows worth watching.
There's probably others too, we just haven't seen. I'll fucking know. But alright, guys. Hope you have yourselves a great day, and we'll be back. Till next time.